Hi, my name is Hillary Sunderland, and I'm the Chief Investment Officer of Beacon Wealth Consultants. And this is your July 2021 Impact Investing Update. With Beacon Wealth, we believe that how we earn our profits matters deeply. When you invest with us, not only do we exclude companies from your portfolio that are not in alignment with your values, but we also seek to invest in companies that have a positive social return. Those companies that are making a positive impact with the products and services that they offer, or that are demonstrating strong social or corporate responsibility. Peter Lynch, one of the most successful and well-known investors in history, once stated that you should know what you own and why you own it. And I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. You should know what companies you are becoming part owner of when you invest with us, what types of companies you are in effect hoping will grow and prosper and attract more customers. And this is why I want to take some time today to talk about a positive impact theme that we have in our portfolios, which is clean water technology. I'm going to take you through what the issue is, the investment case, the humanitarian case, and then at the end present a unique ministry opportunity that we are inviting you to be part of if you are so led. So let's start with the issue first. So when you look at a photo of the Earth taken from space, you notice almost immediately that our planet has more water than land. And to many, it can be somewhat inconceivable that water is a scarce resource, but it is. Consider that of the world's total water supply, 97% of it is salt water. And of the 3% that's fresh water, approximately 68% of that is inaccessible because it's locked up in places like polar ice caps and glaciers. And that leaves only about 1% of Earth's water as readily available for human use. This means that water is a scarce resource and we must manage it wisely. But increased pollution, a changing climate, the draining of water aquifers in unsustainable amounts, and crumbling water infrastructure, even in the United States, are just some of the challenges that we face. As shown on this map, nearly 1.8 billion people in 17 countries, or a quarter of the world's population, appear to be veering toward a water crisis with a potential for severe shortages in the next few years. It's estimated that half of the world's population is expected to be living in water-stressed areas by 2025, so only a few short years away. As you can probably imagine, the demand for technologies and infrastructure to alleviate some of these issues is very high, which presents a compelling case for investment in this area. In an effort to provide solutions related to water scarcity, clean water is a theme in our portfolios. We invest in things like water utilities, water infrastructure, and water technology companies that serve on the supply side. And we also invest in companies that are in water-intensive industries, but that are leaders in water stewardship and water efficiencies. So just to give you an example, if you are a client of ours, as to what type of investment is in your portfolio that is working to help with some of these water scarcity issues. One of those is Roper Technologies, which is a diversified technology company. Roper owns many, many subsidiaries, and through various subsidiaries of the company, their treatment plants have been able to conserve millions of gallons of water by eliminating the need for venting or flush water. Smart networks have been developed to help more than 4,000 water utilities across America efficiently respond to and anticipate water needs in their communities. And even recyclers of plastics are starting to reach their goal of providing an alternative to new plastic pellets in an effort to curb single-use plastic pollution of our water sources. So if you are a client of ours, this is just one example of a position that you have in your portfolios, either directly or within one of the mutual funds in your portfolio, in order to target this particular investment theme. Now, I did say we still invest in water-intensive industries. So why should we care about water from an investment perspective if it's in a water-intensive industry? What are we actually doing in terms of trying to promote clean water there and solving the issues of water scarcity? Well, in water-intensive industries, water scarcity means that water stewardship is a financially material issue. Let's consider the semiconductor industry. Semiconductors, which are also known as chips, can be found in thousands of products, such as computers, appliances, smartphones, vehicles, medical equipment. Our modern way of living is actually quite dependent on them today, which you may have discovered over the last year since we've been in a global semiconductor shortage due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But what you may not know about this particular industry is that the typical manufacturing facility of semiconductors uses 2 to 4 million gallons of ultra pure water per day. And demand for water from these facilities is expected to grow as next generation semiconductors require 1.5 times that amount of water to manufacture. And so the issue here is that many of the largest manufacturers of semiconductors operate in drought-prone areas such as Asia with diminishing water supplies. So companies that can mitigate this risk through strong water management may be a less risky investment than those that do not address this concern. And this is one of the reasons why we believe that it is so important to look at a company's environmental impact when evaluating investments for our portfolios. Additionally, we also believe that part of being a faithful steward of the resources entrusted to our care is to invest in companies that are seeking to promote human flourishing. So investing in clean water technologies or those that are managing water and stewarding water very well not only provides the opportunity to harness financial returns for you as our client, but also provides social return on investment as well. So let's look at the humanitarian case for investing in clean water. Because freshwater resources are unequally distributed across the globe, many people do not have access to clean, safe drinking water. Here are some statistics to help calibrate yourself to this particular issue. Today, over 2.5 billion people in the world lack access to safely managed clean drinking water. Of those that do have access to water, most of them have access only to contaminated water, which can carry pollution and infectious diseases. It's estimated that 1.6 million people die each year from diarrheal diseases alone. And diarrheal diseases account for 1 in 9 child deaths worldwide, making diarrhea the second leading cause of death among children under the age of 5 years old. About 88% of diarrhea-associated deaths are attributable to unsafe water, inadequate sanitation, and insufficient hygiene. And additionally, just from a society and educational perspective, one thing to note is that the responsibility of collecting water often falls on women and particularly young girls. And many girls and women around the world spend hours each day walking miles to gather water for their families. And many young children are unable to attend school simply due to the issue of water access. And so we have decided to take our clean water efforts a step further and create a tangible way to relieve suffering, restore dignity, and bring hope to those living in the toughest places. In collaboration with Unto, which is the humanitarian arm of CREW, we started a campaign to drill a well to provide clean water for those most in need. Every new well serves a minimum of 500 people daily. And once the water starts flowing, real changes start happening in those communities. Children can spend their days at school, families in drought-ridden areas can plant gardens, women can take care of their families instead of walking miles to find water each day, and local staff can minister to people to meet their spiritual needs as well. Now, because the places where Unto typically drills wells are remote and very dry, wells must go very deep to reach the clean water. Often they must make several drilling attempts in a location before producing a successful borehole. So the average cost of a well is $15,000, and this provides more than 500 people with safe, clean water. The cost also includes funding from ministry to people benefiting from the clean water well. In terms of where this water well will be located in the world, the location is based on requests of their field partners. So we won't know the location of the well until after it's completed, which takes about 9 months to do. So if you would like to join us in this campaign to help those in need through a direct impact investment into clean water, if you are so led, you can participate in this by simply clicking on the link provided either in the body of the email that was sent to you with this update, or the link that's on the company Facebook page. It's also provided here for your reference. Please use this particular link so that it goes to our water well. There's a few very important things to know. First, all money needs to go directly to Unto. Do not send any money directly to Beacon Wealth Consultants. By sending it directly to Unto through our particular link, the gift will be tax deductible. Now, if you're not comfortable with an online donation and you wish to give, you can simply click on the Donate Now tab on the webpage. And at the very bottom, there's a phone number you can call to donate over the phone. There's also an address listed that you can send a check to, along with a donation form. Now, one thing I want to mention here is that Beacon has decided to match gifts dollar for dollar up to $7,500 for our ministry plan. So we are only looking to raise half, and we're going to match the other half so that we can get a well drilled in a very dry area on Earth to help these people. You can track how close we are to drilling the well on our Facebook page, and we'll provide you with an update after the well is drilled, as well as its location. We hope that this impact investing update was a positive one for you. As always, please feel free to reach out to us with any questions that you may have.